Hello, I'm Janet Woodcock, Director of the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and I'd like to welcome you to the first annual PHUSE FDA Data Science Innovation Challenge, where data scientists, people from companies, the general public, and many other interested stakeholders will compete to have the best innovations for thorny data problems. The event sponsors, Lilian Rosario from FDA and Stephen Bamford, CEO of PHUSE, have invited you here to compete to help solve through innovation some of healthcare's naughtiest problems. The intent of these challenges is to drive innovation, surface new solutions, perhaps lead to new PHUSE working groups, and generally help deal with some of the problems that modern healthcare faces. Challenges this year included opioid use disorder and related issues, drug safety surveillance, and ways to overcome the issues of drug interactions when dealing with post-market safety problems. FDA and the Center for Drugs in particular really value innovation. After all, we regulate in a space that's highly innovative, and we're seeing new progress and new methods in everything from drug manufacturing to how drugs are used to safety surveillance. And we have to keep up with this tide of innovation and have ever-improving methods of doing our work. CDER is really an information shop. We receive vast amounts of data and information from a myriad of sources, everything from healthcare data to data on how much drugs come across ports, for example. And we have to somehow merge this into a comprehensive picture so we understand what steps we have to take to protect the public and also to advance health and innovation. So data science is really at the core of what we do, and innovations in how we manage those data will really help our public health mission. Today, in fact, we use computational science in many different ways to advance our mission currently. For example, in the review side, we often get tremendously large data sets, everything from genomic data to data from very large clinical trials. And we have to manage those data sets in a way that really makes sense and helps us learn the maximum amount possible. On the post-market side, for example, we get over 2 million reports now yearly about adverse events that were suffered in the post-marketing period. And again, we have to make sense of those. Were they things that were expected and were on the label? Are they unexpected events? How do you get a needle in the haystack and figure out what really matters from all these reports that we get? Additionally, we have reports of inspections that are done all around the world of drug facilities. Some of them are done by the U.S., some of them are done by other regulatory agencies around the world. We have to merge that with the safety signals that we're getting and also with other information that we have about the drugs and how they're manufactured to put that into a comprehensive whole. Right now, for example, we're being asked to figure out, could the current outbreak in China affect the drug supply? And if so, how? Because, of course, many drugs are manufactured in China. To do that, we have to look at a huge range of data sources and do projections. So every day we employ data scientists in many, many aspects of our work, and innovations in all those areas would be very welcome. Likewise, we have a lot of needs for data scientists and information in the area of the public health crisis we're facing with opioid use disorder and all the overdoses that are happening, and also the abuse of other stimulants and other kind of drugs that are prescribed drugs, but are also misused or abused outside of their actual prescribed use. Currently, for example, we're building a large database that hopefully should combine many different types of data that we will intake that will get us a better handle on how things are moving, what's happening out there. We also have some projects we're doing with universities to work with prescribers and their patients to get some real-world evidence on, okay, you got an opioid prescription, what's happening with you, how's it working, are you taking more than you were prescribed, and so forth. And these things, I think, will be really important for us to get a real better handle on what's going on, and if many of the interventions that we're putting out there are actually working. Right now, we do have access to prescribing data, or how many drugs are actually dispensed from pharmacies, and those data sets are extremely useful in tracking what's going on with prescription opioid prescribing in the United States. Those trends are promising, but we really need to keep a close eye on them. So more innovations in that space would be highly welcome. So because we have all these needs, help from the public, from scientists working in other fields, from companies working in this field, and anyone who has that expertise or innovative approach would be highly welcome. The opioid space really suffers from lack of data and our understanding of where those opioids are going, those prescribed opioids, how they're being used, how they're being misused. Post-market surveillance is going to have to change. We can't sort by hand through 2 million reports each year and then all the other reports that we've had over the years. We have to find really good ways to identify possible signals and follow up on them. And some of that will be in the IT space to help with that. And then, of course, drug-drug interactions are so prevalent and so varied that any human really could not keep track of this. This really cries for automation and understanding. The public takes a lot of drugs, especially older Americans take many drugs. And after about 4 to 5 prescriptions that you're taking, you're going to start to see drug-drug interactions, maybe sooner. And without an expert clinical pharmacologist sitting on the shoulder of the prescriber at all times, we need better ways to sort out what's happening with those interactions. How can we protect patients? How can we make sure the drugs are still working when there's so many other drugs on board? So all of these are areas where we could need a lot of help in getting better solutions, innovative solutions to how to learn about and then address these problems. So I wish everyone in this challenge good luck. I hope to hear from the winners as far as what is being proposed and how it can help us. And I hope we have a long future of innovations in this area. Thank you very much.